Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Here you go. Today we're going to be trimming back my olive. Like literally right just now I've noticed some bull ants on it, so that would indicate to me that it's got scale. Did not notice it earlier, but I have noticed it now, so we'll have to keep a good eye on it. When I trim it back, look for some scale. Normally you got ants, you got scale, so okay, so I've just found some scale really quick, really bad, but most of it appears dead. It's just falling off and it's just dust, so yeah, a bit of neglect from me, I guess. I mean, I guess it's hard to know until you get into a tree. I mean, it's showing no ill signs of it by all this growth, but there is definitely scale in there. So what I will do is I'll probably spray, hello bud, hello. I'll probably spray like a Success Ultra or Eco Pest Oil, probably Eco Pest Oil first, and if that doesn't clear it up after a few treatments, I'll get the Success Ultra out. But yeah, it's not great to have scale, but olives are prone to scale, so you know, you do get scale on olives, so just bear in mind, keep an eye on it. So let's work on the tree anyway, and I'll have to give it a bit of a spray later. Eco Pest Oil. Right, let's get into it. Keep you guys live because it's probably not going to take too long. Basically, chop off all these basil shoots that I don't want. This tree is pretty well in refinement now. You know, I've had it for maybe 6 years from a stump with no growth. Like I say, it's pretty well in refinement. It really did power on the first few years without too much input from me. I got it from a bloke called Matt S on Aussie Bonsai. This was originally his tree. Anyway, Matt S, love this tree, mate. Love it. So comment if you're watching, Matt S. But this tree, that's from the Adelaide Bonsai Club. I don't know what his actual last name is, that's why I said Matt S. So we're just going to cut back. As I've said before too, like olives, once they get once they get more developed, the internode length gets shorter and shorter as you get more branching on, and not only that, they seem to only shoot 2 from each location, not 5 or 6, because a really immature trunk, when you're first developing them, can actually shoot 5 or 6 shoots from each branch, and you spend a lot of your time trying to clean up all the crotches of the plant. Man, it takes a lot of time, but when you get an olive that's getting towards being as developed as this one, it starts to only throw 2 shoots from any location. So you cut it and it will only throw 2 out, not 5 or 6. When they're young, they'll chuck out 5 or 6, and it becomes really annoying trying to, because they're hard to see into because they're so thick. It becomes really annoying when they're young to try and see in there to be able to cut, some of the branching off when they've got too many. But it's good. It's a good thing. Don't get me wrong, because way better to have too many branches than not enough. I absolutely love the olives. As you know, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, I have so many olives. One, you know, definitely my favourite bonsai. Absolutely love my olives. And if I was to choose one species to work with forever, olive would be it. Absolutely love it. Mind you, I would get bored. I love to have diversity and have different types of bonsai, but olive is pretty bloody awesome. Such a strong tree. Grow up from a cutting, grow up from something that you just chop out the ground and chuck in a pot, collected wild with no roots. So hardy. Survive a -5 frost. It's about it though, -5 frost, and the olive is on its edge. Because you know that because it gets, I guess, a bluish, purplish sort of look to the leaves when it gets hit by too many frosts in a row. So that seems to be its limit. Luckily, where I am, I don't get any more than -5. And it also loves the sun. I have olives in full sun. Never ever do they burn. They just power on. So olives are just such a great material, especially for the Australian climate, as bonsai. And especially for beginners, because they're super easy, super hardy. And even if you did forget to water and it dried out and all the leaves die off, you can literally kick the water up to it and it will reshoot and not die. So really cool. So here I'm just cutting back to a short stub from where the branch divides. So, you know, you're talking a centimetre max down to 1/2 centimetre from where the branch divides, just keeping it in trim. This is a fairly highly developed tree, I guess you could say, in full-on refinement stage. Guess you could say it's in full-on refinement stage, and it's finished its development stage. So you're just trimming back branches. Just to create tighter and tighter ramifications. Just absolutely beautiful. This tree from Matt S has been literally the easiest tree I've ever done in my life. Literally, when I got it, I chopped the trunk. You should have seen it. There was nothing on it, nothing at all. But anyway, I chopped the trunk sideways, grew all of these branches, grew the canopy, carved it, and it's been such a really healthy, easy tree for its whole life, with baby leaves. Just beautiful tree, really cool. This is probably actually, I don't know, close to my favourite tree. Very close, because, you know, if you could blow this up into a big tree, it would be my favourite tree. But I do like my really big olives that I have. It's probably my favourite tree. This is a very close second. It's just done itself and really healthy. Alright. I'll go and get some, I think I got some Eco Pest Oil up here on the shelf. Okay, so this is, I'll just bring in a bit closer. Okay. So this is the Eco Pest Oil. And you can see on there it's got written scale. So if you give it a few applications of this Eco Pest Oil, should get rid of any scale problems. Normally, you know, I'd be spraying for this all the time back at the old house, but this house, I must admit, I've never had scale, ever. It's only this last couple of months I've seen scale on my trees. So you really want to soak it, really get it wet with this Eco Pest Oil. Spray it all, spray the leaves. Really get it in there. Extremely safe stuff to use. And you'll probably find that you have to do this several times to really eradicate the scale. I've had scale extremely bad before, to the point that leaves have fallen off of trees, not this one but other trees, and this stuff does get rid of it. You just got to keep applying it and it works great. Yeah, just keep spraying until the whole tree's dripping wet, and that, you know, will get rid of the majority of them, and then I'll give it another spray later. Whatever you do, don't do this on a hot day. It can burn the leaves.